What's up? Hey guys, welcome to our show. Welcome to yet another week of Limitless Hoops. Hopefully you guys are doing the workouts. I hope you guys had a great weekend. We had no games this weekend, but now we have games coming up now. We have a whole bunch of games. All right, so that's like the greatest thing alive, right? So for these games, it's only going to be once or twice a week. Again, the way that it should be. I actually talked to one of the coaches that's going to be like playing against us, and he was like, "Yo, what should I do for this and that? Like, you know, we only have like one game, maybe two games this weekend. Should I put my kids in another tournament?" And I'm like, "Well, what do you want out of this?" And I said, "Well, do you want?" I was like, "If you play in 4 games versus like just 1 or 2 games." Your kids won't be getting as good as they can get because you should be practicing in between the games and working out in between the games so that you can improve upon stuff and talk about stuff. Otherwise, you're just repeating the same mistakes. So if you want your kids to get better, play 1 game or 2. But you might lose some of your players because you didn't play enough games. Because another program might play more games. And he's like, "Yeah, both those problems. Tell me which one." And I'm like, you have to decide which one. And I see Luke and I see Jace. What's up, guys? Check it in the comment section if you're here. All right. But what would you guys choose? And like, if you're a coach or you're like a person that's like running a program, what would you choose? Honestly, I think that most of us, many human beings, they would choose the play more games one. Because you have to keep your people, right? If you don't have customers, then you don't have money, you don't have a team. You might even lose the other kids. And even if like, you try to make them better, like if you're trying to make them like so good by like doing it perfectly, well then you're gonna end up having nobody. And then you can't make anyone good. So the other way is, well, okay, play the mini games. And yeah, they won't get as good, but at least you're going to keep them. So now you keep them right here. So should you aim for up here when the result can be way down here, or do you just go for the middle ground? And I think anybody that understands mediocrity knows that's not the way to go. So we're not going for mediocrity. We are going for the stars. We're going for college. We're going for the pros. But that's going to lose a lot of you. All right, you have to understand that. All right, but it's the choice that I'm making for all of us. All right, but I'm making it because you guys look at me dead in the eye and you say, "Oh, I want to make the NBA. Oh, I want to make You guys say it. I'm not the one. I'm not the one like forcing you to do this. You guys are telling me I want to make it. So I'm going to tell you guys what to do. And if that equals like, I need you guys doing homework. I need you guys not falling for certain tricks like private sessions that cost $100. All right, don't fall for this, don't fall for that. Play up as opposed to playing at your level. You have to fall for my tricks because I'm telling you the truth. You have to trust me to a certain extent, which is crazy, which is so crazy. But anyways, I wanted to bring up a couple of things. All right, besides our games, make sure you guys sign up for those games online. All right, but one thing I wanted to bring up was this right here, the chicken and the egg. All right, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Which came first, the coach believing in you or you working hard and achieving something so that the coach believed in you? All right, a lot of times people think, nah. You need a coach that believes in you. And then because he believed in you, now you're going to go out there and put in the work. You're going to say, "Oh, now I can do it. Yes. Now I'm not going to be lazy. Yes. Now I'm going to like score like 20 points and do all this other stuff and try so hard because this coach believed in me." That makes sense. But as a coach that has many players, what is a coach supposed to do? Who's the coach supposed to believe in? Is he supposed to believe in the kid that works his butt off or the kid right next to him who isn't trying at all? All right? And at some point in time, it's both of these things. At some point in time, it's the chicken and the egg needing to coexist at the same exact time, same exact moment. But so often, you get to the point where you're finally ready to try hard. And then the coach who's seen you for the last year goes, "Oh, I don't believe in you." And then you're just destroyed. All right? And then other times, you're ready to like not try hard, or other times the coach is like ready to believe in you and and he thinks that you can do it. And all of a sudden you're not really ready for that moment. Maybe you're too young, maybe it's the summertime, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. But those two things have to happen at the same exact time, and that's the issue. All right, we're here with the chicken and egg philosophy, but we need the chicken and the egg to be born at the same exact time, or else it's not going to work. So for you coaches out there, just have constant belief in your kids, even if they aren't showing it at all, because one day they might turn around. And kids, just completely go all in, whether your coach believes in you or not, because one day he might start believing in you. And it's going to be a lot easier to believe in you if you do put in the work. And it's going to be a lot easier, just as it's a lot easier to put in the work if someone believes in you. Those things have to happen at the same exact time. But for kids, only one of those two things is within your control. So control what you can control. All right? Whether you're the chicken or the egg, you can do something. All right. Next one I was gonna mention is the puzzle pieces. Okay. All right. Life is a puzzle. Basketball is a puzzle. Development's a puzzle. A lot of things are puzzles, and it's each piece of the puzzle that matters, because you can't do it without the entire thing. All right. And for basketball and for the development end of it, it's not just shooting shots every day. Some people like to just get up a whole bunch of shots and say, "Now I'm a basketball player." No, you're a person who can shoot. Can you dribble? Because dribbling matters too. Can you rebound? Are you fast enough? Do you have the endurance? All right. Can you play defense? Do you have footwork? All right. Are you putting in the time doing jump ropes? All right. And if you say that I love basketball, I have a passion for it, I want to make it, but you only love certain pieces of it, like you hate running and you hate weightlifting, but you like shooting, or you hate shooting and you hate running, but you like weightlifting. All right, you have to have all the pieces to the puzzle. Now, I'm not saying that you absolutely have to love them, but it does help if you love these things. All right, I'm saying that you have to act as though you love them. All right, purposely go out there and put in the hours as though every single piece to the puzzle is within your wheelhouse of passion. All right, that you're just, if someone were to watch you from the outside and you hated to shoot, but you love to dribble, but you made sure that you put in enough enthusiastic hours of shooting, they would look at you from the outside and say, "Wow, that person must love shooting." And you would turn and say, "Actually, I don't. I'm just pretending." All right? You want to make it that obvious that you're willing to put in the work for every single piece to the puzzle, even the pieces that you happen to hate. All right? Because if you don't have one piece, it's going to splinter off to the other pieces, and sooner or later, your whole puzzle is going to fall apart. All right? So make sure that you enjoy it. Make sure that you do our homework. Make sure that you shoot your shots. Make sure that you get stronger. Make sure that if we ask you to play up in games, like you want to do that piece. All right? You want to do all the pieces that we've put together, because all of them matter a lot. All right? That's all that I had to say about that stuff. Now let's move on to the quote of the day. The quote of the day today is, "Let's go!" All right, it's like Lil Wayne song. I just kind of sang it badly right there. My bad. All right, let's go. I can't do it. I can't do it all. But yes, that's the quote of the day. All right, because sometimes you just gotta just go. All right, you can't sit back and contemplate anymore. Like, you wrote down your goals, you wrote down your plan, you wrote down your list, you did all this stuff inside, right? You even watched the plays online. You did that stuff. Now it's time to go. All right, now it's time to put it up there. All right, we're eventually gonna have a whole bunch of days coming back. I'm gonna gamble eventually. All right, I'm not the type to just be like, let's wait some longer. No. Eventually, guys, either this fall or next summer possibly. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go all in again. I tried it before and I almost went bankrupt. Okay, but I'm gonna try again. I gotta ask you guys, can you please just do it this time? I was waiting. Kieran was in 3rd grade, so he wasn't quite ready for the morning workouts. So I had the morning workouts, and only Noah came. Connor quit. It was like, whatever, dude. So I took him away. I bought a $4,000 Vertimax machine, not even using it right now, collecting dust in my garage. All right, can we, once I bring back the combines, can you guys do those things? Once I bring back the clinics, can you guys show up? Once I bring back the pick and roll sessions, can you guys do those things? Like, let's go. All right, once I put out 5 different locations for the traveling thing, can you guys do that? Because I had to take all that stuff away. So if y'all ready to go, I'm ready to go. I know some of you guys are like, let's do this right now. All right, yeah, I'll bring back even the whole like merchandise thing that we had. We have a whole store that was like ready to go, but people weren't buying it. So I was like, okay, then let's wait. It's time to go. So if you guys are ready to go, I'm ready to go. So let's go. All right, Cam, what up, homie? All right, let's go with the stuff that we're doing today. We got a whole bunch of stuff on tap. All right, 101 hurdles for losers. This stuff's coming up on Wednesday, so do the stuff in your backyard, at the school, or whatever. King's drill, look at it at least. Chair duel, extended mountain Ginobili layups, athletic finish, ladder to side step series. We're doing all that stuff. Got it? All right, but today we got clap dribble, pick and roll, flip flop, fly drill, trick dribbles, press break, give and go, and triangle cuts for shots. I like to call out some of the pick and rolls during the games because you guys are so afraid. And I called out flip flop the other day, and it totally worked. You guys have to see these things, and I try to apply them in games without me screaming the shortcuts to you. I know I'm the coach, but you guys need to figure it out by yourselves out there. So when you guys watch these, whenever we do these drills, start imagining that you're actually in the game and start thinking like that, okay? Let's have a sneak peek at some of the drills real quick like. For that one right there, the pick and roll flip flop, I'm not expecting you guys to just like see your man show and then go, oh, we should flip flop this. I'm expecting you guys to be out there in the game talking to each other and being like, okay, they're showing really, really heavy right now. And they show early heavy and we can't really slip it. Screen them on the opposite side. That's what I would say during like games. I would just be like, yo, that side. I would even like point. I'd be like I'm like, obviously this dude's about to show the person guarding the ball, he's looking at the ball. Person guarding me, he's looking at the ball. He's not looking at my finger going like this. All right, and I just look like that. I'm gonna screen on the opposite side, and he sees it, starts going yeah, sets him up, and then got him right. So you guys can start looking at each other, start talking to each other, communicate with each other a lot early, either like before the screen happens or like well before the play even happens, maybe even during a timeout. All right, start thinking about this stuff and applying it to games, please. For trick dribbles, it's just a whole bunch of trick dribbles. I'll show you guys some tonight, okay? So if you guys come, think about the trick dribbles like that. You can do throw it behind your back, throw it to the sky, catch it between your legs, spin the ball on your finger, whatever you can think of. Maybe you guys can show us some too. Think about it. But we got a lot to show you guys soon. Triangle shots, we're just going to do the face cut and the middle cut. We're not going to go to the backdoor alley-oops because you all can't do that. But also I want you guys to try to sprint fast. When we do backdoor alley-oops, you guys are like slowing down, and we're always the shortest team anyway, so I'm not worried about those. But down the middle or cut in front of his face are definite options that we can get, and it's either going to be a bounce pass or high pass. So I'm going to have you guys split between those two things. But I want to see if you can sprint Are you able to sprint, and can they hit you on the sprint, and can you make the layup on the sprint? All right, so that's what we're doing today. What do we got for the trivia question today? Did I write one? I know I looked one up. Oh man, I didn't write it out, but I did do it. Let me see. Okay. All right. I'm gonna write this out. Let me see this. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let me see. All right. So I'm gonna just type it out right now, and then you guys can check it out. So the trivia question today. All right. It's not that question. All right. The trivia question is, I can't say it out loud, but it's 20 and what was it? That. All right. There we go. All right. So that's the question. Good luck. Let me see this thing. I gotta write it smaller, move it down. All right. Here's the question for today. It is, after starting 20 and 26, which NBA team is considered the first team to tank? All right. So, I mean, I don't know if they really are the first team, but they're considered the first team to tank. All right. That's the question. Cue the Jeopardy music real quick. All right. After starting 20 and 26, which NBA team is considered the first team to tank? Now we have Jace heavily in the lead. All right, Josiah's Chacon, second place. Austin with 1. Romello with 1. Whoever gets the most by the end of the month wins a coin. Points and goes for a whole bunch of stuff. All right, after starting 20 and 26, which NBA team is considered the first team to tank? That's not a good. It's not a good it's not a good moniker. Not a good thing that you want to be known for. I gotta tell you though, considering the year of this tank, it definitely worked. Changed their entire lives. And that's the answer right there. The answer is the Houston Rockets, who ended up getting Akeem Olajuwon, and it changed the entire history of their franchise. So I mean, when tanking works, what do you do? So Jace got the answer right again. He's at 6. That's probably game over right there. But stay with us until the end of the month to see who wins the entire month. It's probably gonna be Jace. All right, congratulations, man. All right, let's go to the story of the day right after these messages, though. Water break.
Hey kid, did you tell the school about Mendoza Water and Sewer?
That's better.
A young Thomas Edison gave his mom a letter from school. She said it said he was a genius who needed more than the school could provide, so she homeschooled him. Upon her death, he found that letter and discovered it actually read that the school had expelled him due to mental deficiencies. Because of his mom, he became the genius of the century. I seriously love that story. I think it's amazing, that story. Like Thomas freaking Edison. He was sent home with a letter, and his mom said, "Oh no, it says that you're too smart. It says that I gotta teach you from home because you're too smart." That makes sense because he's Thomas freaking Edison. And she homeschooled him, said, "This is what we're gonna do. Let's just keep going." And he's like, "I guess I'm too smart." And then he goes on to become a genius, and then his mom dies, and he finds the letter, and it says, "Your son's too stupid. We can't teach him in this school. You gotta teach him at home." She lied to him. That's what I was talking about in the beginning when it came down to the belief that you have in someone. All right, she had most extraordinary belief, and that belief did change him. All right, so it does go both ways, but he believed in himself. That's kind of where it comes from as well, whether it came from his mom or from somewhere else. That is amazing. That like what he was able to do. Did he steal a few products? Probably. All right. Did he strong arm some people? But yeah. Does he not deserve the credit that he gets? Maybe. But he still did an amazing job in his life. Thomas Edison. But his mom did a great thing. I don't know how true that story is. I think it's pretty true. I've heard it say in many different ways. They didn't use certain language. They used the word addled for his mind, which is like it's like the R word back in the day. But yeah, so that is a crazy story. Make sure that you realize your potential, and you shouldn't even have to hear from people. Just you should just tell yourself that you're the best player that's ever lived on the face of the planet. All right, and then you take care of it from there. Let's check out some news. All right, this news is Nikola Jokic had a triple-double. Not that special? Dude, he had a triple-double in the first half. Still not that special? Well, he also had a triple-double in the second half. Every half he had a double, triple-double. Dude. I know you guys are used to him. You guys, this is Colorado. You guys are like, of course, that's what he does. That's what Joker does. This is who he is. You don't understand. He played half the game, triple-double. Then another half, without those stats included, another triple-double. That is unbelievable. All right, some people have never had a triple-double their entire lives, and he got one twice in the same game. All right, Jokic may not win the MVP this year, but it would be the same way that Shaq didn't win the MVP because everyone's just used to him. Or the same way that LeBron didn't win it for 9 straight years because everyone's just used to him. People are getting used to you. It becomes voter fatigue. And that's a great thing. Imagine if you were that great. Everyone was like, of course you scored 100 points. Of course you did. That's what you do. All right, so work out to the point where you actually get to that level. And then maybe one day people will be like, that dude got a triple-double in a quarter? 4 straight quarters? What? And they'll be talking about you, and they'll be like, he deserves the MVP. They can't give it to him, though, because he's won 10 straight. All right, you want to be that guy. Let's see what else we're talking about. We got a reaction. Okay, so this is actually not super sad. These 3 guys are all in the Sweet 16. They all made the Sweet 16. Congratulations to these 3 guys. But what's so weird about that is that in this picture, they are all on Florida Atlantic in this picture. But now, the very next year, they're all on different teams. They're all for Florida, for Michigan, and for Arizona. They all switched teams. They all made the Sweet 16. It just reminds me of like people that pull the trigger too fast. Maybe they didn't like it at this school. Maybe the school had no chance. But obviously, these are good players. Imagine if they were still together. Now, it reminds me of Oklahoma City when they had 3 MVPs together. I'm not saying that these guys are MVPs. Maybe they all weren't top players. Maybe each of these players are role players who needed to be on a team with better players, maybe. Okay? Or maybe the coach did them wrong. I don't know their stories. But it seems like they should have stuck together. If they're each on Sweet 16, you know how hard it is to make the Sweet 16? And all 3 of them left the same school at the same time. If there was nothing really wrong with the coach or the program, I think that they should probably have stayed to stick with each other. So many people look back. I mean, so many people look back at teams that they like left, but you don't know which team's which, right? And they always regret it. Look, who cares about who's on your team right now? Chances are, if you're in a good program that's making people better, when you add 8 years to that, your team's going to be amazing, even if you think that they suck. You just have to get people who are bought in, all right? And that's so rare that I would say, even if you have someone like Zion Williams, if he's not bought in, ditch him. All right? If you ever are on a team where everyone's bought in, you need to stay with that. So maybe these guys just weren't bought in back when they were at this stage. But I guess that they're bought in now. Man, everyone's bouncing from team to team now. That can't be good for business. I don't know. It's kind of weird because you can't start to like love these players because you can't follow everyone in the NCAA, right? So you're gonna follow like your team. And when new kids come to your team, do you really know them that well? So I think the bad part about this will be that the kids actually aren't gonna be like household names. But with betting coming in and them paying the kids, maybe they'll stick around longer to become household names. But when people switch, it is actually bad for PR. I don't know, but again, being forced to stay in a place that where you don't like, that's not good either. So I see it from both sides, but it's just really, really random. Congrats though, fellas, for making the Sweet 16. Next thing we got here. Do you think that this is practice, luck, fake? Like, what's going on here?
This gifted woman is so good at basketball that her shots barely miss, making her a viral sensation. She's so good that now people are questioning if she's actually using magnets, but wait till the end because the way she proves them wrong is satisfyingly clever.
There's been some crazy talk about how there's a magnet in this basketball. I'm gonna prove today that there's no magnet by missing the first attempt and then making the second one. All right, here we go. Don't blink. All right, you happy? You got your miss, right? All right, here go the make right here, yo. Now what you gotta say?
I think it...
Alright, yo. I mean, we all seen like Dude Perfect and stuff like that. They take forever to make those shots. Okay, if she talked through that each and every single time until she actually did that, that would take even longer. I think she could make that shot fairly legitimately. Probably like a regular person could make a 3-pointer, like a deep three. So it probably took her like maybe 5 times, 10 times. I think that's heavily legit. I mean, just the whole talk. She got the same ball. I know it's not magnets. They don't have magnets like that. I mean, I don't think magnets work like that. But yeah, that's legit. I think if you're practicing though, all your time doing those trick shots like I used to, like yours truly used to, maybe you should be practicing real basketball too. All right, that's all I gotta say for that one. It's pretty legit. She's a great Harlem Globetrotter. All right, the last thing I was gonna talk about. Oh yeah, another one about big man in the NBA. Watch this thing. All right, this is Steven Adams on the bottom of this play, and this is Mason Plumlee on the top. Mason just jumped. He's about to fall. Watch what the guy does on the bottom.
Steven Adams saved this man's life, and in return, years later, bro turned against him. In 2018, Mason Plumlee fouled Steven Adams, and as he was falling, Steven Adams caught the man instead of going up for the shot. That's real. Steven Adams put basketball aside to make sure the man is okay. Now, flash forward 6-some years.
Now, I don't know if there was a whistle on that play. It looked like Steven Adams just let the ball go and took a turnover just to save that guy. I think that's what he did. At the very least, if there was a whistle, he didn't take the shot, so he couldn't get the N1. So, I mean, he definitely sacrificed for that guy's safety, which is very, very cool. All right, now, years later, how many years later? 2 years later, I think. Let's see.
Years later, Mason Plumlee does not care about all that.
Knocked it down, and now Plumlee and Adams get locked up with one another. That's the last guy you want. He takes him down.
So instead of helping him this time, Steven Adams took the man down. But come on, Mason Plumlee, you need to treat that man with some respect.
All right, so I don't think he should be like totally indebted to the guy for his entire life. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that that's bad karma, man. That is some bad karma. Especially Steven Adams still not swinging at him. He had his head in his face, stuff like that. I mean, he went after Steven Adams' neck. That was kind of his fault too. And Steven Adams is a big, strong dude. He was not trying to fight. He just took him down to the ground. And then let him walk away. I mean, Mason Plumlee probably, hopefully, called him afterwards to apologize. Because that is some bad aura, man. Right? You can't be living like that. Someone saved your life, and then, maybe saved his life, and then you're going to just hit him, but I guess you don't own him for your entire life, so I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Anyways, that's my time for the show. believe it or not. We're going to see you guys tonight. Don't forget that the quote of the day is, let's go. You can't forget this one. You can't forget this one, man. All right, and we have all the games on the line. We put our merchandise online to purchase. All right, that will be up till Friday. I'll be putting out different announcements all week long, so I'll keep re-mentioning the merchandise thing. All right, but we have a few more things to come this week, but make sure you guys sign up for games. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Keep working, please. Talk to y'all later. Cue my music so I can get up out of here. Reese pieces, guys.